I didn't think the show could get any bigger today.
We have to remodel. We have to take these walls out. We have to push them out. It's so huge.
Yeah, it is. It's a pretty doggone big show. Especially when you have, as his jacket says, the culinary gangsta here. Ladies and gentlemen, Guy Fieri. Guy Fieri. Say, you know what? You got to, Guy, say your name one time for us.
Guy?
Last name.
Oh, the last name,
Yeah.
Fieri.
Thank you.
Yeah, has there been some question?
Yeah.
You know, I don't. When you have a first name like Guy,
Yeah.
it just kind of works. So I just go with Guy.
Yeah.
But the Fieri thing does confuse people once in a
Yeah.
while.
And
In Italian,
It's
E-R-I,
Italian, right.
Eddie, Fieri.
Yeah. Fieri, yes.
Yeah. So
Gotcha.
I have to, and you'll see it phonetically spelled out a lot of times, and it'll be Fee-Eddie, like some guy named Eddie's got to pay a fee.
I want to tell you something right now.
Talk to me.
You may have more jewelry than my Uncle Dominic and my Uncle Sal put together.
Both of them?
I want to tell you right now, you got a lot of jewelry there, my friend.
These are my forget-me-nots. You get hit with one now. These are actually my sons, Hunter and Ryder. So
very nice.
This is Ryder's ring and this Hunter's ring.
How cool is that? How old are they?
Hunter's 13 and Ryder's almost 4.
I just saw Hunter for the first time on one of your shows.
I'm glad you backed that up with show. I was going to where's he been?
No.
Yeah.
He was doing a taste test. He was somewhere with you.
Yeah, he does. I try to get him involved. I have a big thing about cooking with kids. On a major level, but just with my kids alone, we just did Thanksgiving, and one of the nights of Thanksgiving, around the whole weekend, Hunter did a dinner of chicken parmesan for about 25 adults. It was pretty cool.
Oh, I'll bet it
Yeah.
was. Yeah.
Yeah.
So is it one of those things where they've always been interested in that, and just because they're around it all the time, or
it's hit or miss. I was never, as a kid, never pushed into cooking. My parents were kind of into a funky kind of cooking called macrobiotic, so I was never pushed into it, and I don't push my kids into it. They just have to do something. You can participate in cooking or you can participate in doing the dishes, but you're participating in some activity around this meal.
Right.
And I opted for the cooking side of it, and it's ironic. My kids are opting for the cooking side of it. The 4-year-old doesn't do it yet, but he brings his toys and plays right in the middle of the kitchen.
The question that I have is, how come you don't weigh 700 pounds?
I have on the man girdle.
Because I'm telling you, my wife and I always talk about that. It's like because what you're doing. What was the other day we were watching one? Was it a like a triple-decker hamburger between 2 grilled cheese sandwiches?
And a rhinoceros. I had the fried
That was
rhinoceros.
amazing.
Oh my God.
No, you know what it is? Well, when you watch Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives, I think people believe, like when I take the first bite, and oh, by the way, I don't ever lie to you. If I tell you I like something, I like it. If I love it, I love it. If it's money, it's money. But I won't tell you something. That's one of the biggest questions I get asked, besides, why don't you weigh 700 pounds? But I'll take a bite. I'll take 1 or 2 bites, and that's it. And then they have to pry it out of my hands. Otherwise, I'll eat the whole thing. Well, I don't know about you, but you eat the double grilled cheese, thunder pumper of burger. I'll go into a food
How'd
coma.
you know?
Right.
I'll go into a food coma.
Yeah.
It's I talked to a guy out in front, and I was telling him that my wife and I have this thing now, and it's just
that
a riot.
kills me.
It's just a riot when we go out to dinner. She dropped this on me the other night. We're out at the Cheesecake Factory, and she orders a sandwich, and she takes a bite out of it. She goes, Oh, you get a little bit of the crunch up front. And, yeah, there's some heat to this. There's a little heat to this. So now, whenever, even at home when we have dinner, as soon as we start eating, we got to drop one of those phrases.
Well, it kills me because, the whole world of food is just exploding. Like this tour that we're doing, the Guy Fieri Roadshow. It's all of that. We're so into food. If I would have had this better planned out, I was supposed to call you guys this morning.
Yeah.
But I was coming from the airport, and my driver, this guy Dan from Signature Limo, he's driving along. He says, "Oh yeah, you got the station." He starts telling me all about it, and I said, "Well, they sound like really great people." And Carole, she's a foodie.
I know.
And I said, "You know what? How far is this from the hotel?" Because I'm still up from being in L.A. I was on Price is Right last night.
Oh my
or
God!
Yesterday, and so I said, "Well, how far is it?" I said, "Just drive me there." And I'm thinking as I'm going, could I stop and get a saute burner and a pot, and maybe there's a grocery store because I could cook them something. But that's what we're all about.
God,
We're
my
about
God.
food.
But food is. We've become so focused on food, and not just the normal food. We want the odd stuff. We want stuff that we've never heard of. That's why these, the game places are exploding, and it's just so interesting.
I had fried crickets yesterday for lunch. That's something you hear every day. No, I went to this great Asian restaurant at the Santa Monica Airport in Los Angeles.
I'll take
this
the hot
funky
pretzel.
called Typhoon. Oh, I'm not kidding you. and they serve scorpion and frog legs and crickets and I don't know
But I'll bet when
wing of bat.
When people see you coming, though, man, they want to bust it all out for you.
Oh, they do. And you know what? Some of the stuff, I mean, like the crickets were really good. They were you fry anything.
Yeah.
But the pigtails at the Jamaican restaurant, not so much. But I'll tell you a great story about it. It came out in my book. I have a new book out, The Diners. First book was called Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives. And then I paid the marketing research team and this focus group thousands of dollars to come up with the name of the second book. And the name of the second book is, get this, it's really compelling, More Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives.
There you go.
So
gotta get that gig.
I'm right on the edge there. But in the book, I talk about these little pranks we play on each other, and one was the pigtails. And it's called hiding foreign meat, which doesn't sound right. But what happens?
I played that in college.
So did I.
I just opened that up, huh?
It's a 2-foot putt.
Whenever it comes around.
Wow. I just lost control of my story.
That's hilarious.
But anyhow, so we took these pigtails, and everybody was sticking them in each other's, gear bags on this shoot. And finally, okay, that was it. No more sticking them. And one of my buddies was with me, and he wasn't brought into the truce. And so they stuck like 20 pigtails, raw pigtails, into a suitcase. But they stuck it into the lining.
Oh,
and
God.
for like a week, he was traveling with me. And I'm like, Cletus, dude, you smell, bro. What is up? And he found them in bag check.
Hey, I did see you, though, and it doesn't sound like you're big on some of the organ meat and things like that. I saw you with some guy serving
Meat that
you
comes from Oregon?
no, like brains and eggs or something. Was there something
Okay.
like that?
Let's just really talk about this openly. One, it freaks me out and you're in another room.
Okay, yeah.
I'm still not over that.
That's why, you know why we have to keep her there, especially with you being here?
Okay.
Okay.
That's it. I'm going into that room.
What did you miss about the hiding the thing?
So
Right, yeah. He didn't.
is that okay? Now
Yeah,
I start to
he didn't
understand
miss
things.
it.
Hide in the thing. Anything on the animal that had a job, I'm not a real big fan of. If
Okay.
it had to push, filter, look, sniff, lick, or hear,
Oh, my God.
I'm not so much into those pieces.
What a great way to put it.
No, that's exactly
Yes.
how I say
Exactly.
it. I just want the parts that, just were there. No, I'm not a big off-all product kind of guy. Now, it doesn't mean that I haven't eaten it. It doesn't mean that I don't see why people enjoy it.
Yeah.
But everybody has their piece. I grew up in a small dairy town in Northern California, and we did have tongue. We did have to, and I had it prepared every most horrible way that it ever could be eaten. Now, I went to a Basque restaurant in Boise, Idaho, and had beef tongue. And actually, it was good. Would I go in and say, let me think here. I want to have the Philly cheesesteak or, the beef tongue. No, I'm not going to have the beef tongue. I'm still too,
Right.
messed up.
We've got some great places. You've been here before. We've had some places that have been highlighted on your show.
Just saw the comment the other night.
I'll tell you what, and here's my theory on it. If you show me a place that is either really cold or really hot, you got great food. And
There's a reason why you're there, right? Is that, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's a reason people live wherever they
something's,
live. Yeah.
something's
something's got to be
keep-
good.
Something's keeping you locked down. By the way, I'm really bummed. I was looking forward to coming here for snow. And I mean, who says there's anything with global warming?
Well, I tell you this. This is Wisconsin, so by tonight you don't know. You just have
We
no
might
idea.
get some
It's
tonight.
supposed to, yeah.
Yeah,
I was listening to you in the car, and I was hearing flurry. When you did the snow report, flurry and chilly but you had an interesting way of saying it. There was like terminology that I hadn't quite heard around the rest of the country.
Cloudy, breezy, chilly flurries are possible.
Yes, cloudy, flurry, breezy.
There you go.
I think that's just wasn't that a tagline at the end of every
Yeah.
out?
That's pretty much everything we say. That's in the middle of summer. That
That
can
should
be
be
it.
your
Yeah.
third book.
Yeah.